party people, welcome to another weird little video. Hi Luke.
Welcome people.
The people of the party. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we just kind of wanted to talk about some sobriety stuff, because it's been on our minds quite a bit recently. We're both coming up on 600 days sober, and so I wanted to continue to make some videos about that and about our experience in sobriety and also in addiction and, you know, being alcoholics and just being people. Totally.
I need to stop mumbling like
And you have to speak at the same volume as me, which on the phone you don't have any problem talking loud, but when we get in front of the camera you become
that is so
Marvin
true.
the Mumbler.
Hey!
Hi, this is Luke!
Hi, this is Luke.
Louder.
Oh, I gotta get alright.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hey, this is Luke.
It's louder.
Hey, this is Luke.
That's it.
Yeah, man, no, I'm at Ace right now. Yeah, no, I can bring it over. Let's just meet at Walmart. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, like the west end of the parking lot. Yeah, I do have like that.
It gets louder.
That seems like that seems natural.
Like you get
to me.
nervous. You're like, I really wanted this phone call to end 5 seconds
I hate
ago.
answering the phone in stores because I know I'm just gonna have to be
Hello.
super loud. Yeah.
The funny thing is you don't. You could literally be like, hey, what's up? And they can hear you.
I don't know. I don't.
But
trust
you know
it,
what?
though.
When you're talking to the camera, you do have to project.
So pretend like I'm talking on the phone.
Right.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Lesson number 1.
Okay.
All right.
Talking on the phone.
Just a phone call.
Hey, party people. It'll probably pick up normally.
Our neighbors are like,
Yeah, maybe.
he's really been on the phone a lot lately.
We should talk about sobriety. We should talk about sobriety.
What about sobriety, Luke?
It sucks. I don't get to share with other people's celebrations with each other. What was I saying earlier? The authenticity that people share with one another. You miss out on it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're not dead or something like that.
Yeah, I guess. It is hard to be your authentic self when you're not fueled by booze. Although, one could argue that you're not really being your authentic self at all when you're fueled by drugs. Because, I mean, think about it. What did we really have to offer people when we were still using? Like, I couldn't really be a friend. I could be a friend in terms of like, yeah, let's have a chat and share a drink or whatever. But I wasn't actually capable of being a good friend. You know?
I don't know. I feel like I had a different experience. I almost feel like I'm a worse friend now than I was before. I feel like I was more active in people's lives because it was something that we had in common.
Yeah, I guess that's
But
true.
I have been trying recently to reach out to people and send funny photos to people.
99% of sobriety is memes.
It really is, yeah.
It is funny, though, how we have different experiences. Like, how you felt like you were more able to be your authentic self and, like, have connections with people. But, while I see where you're coming from, like, I really didn't feel that way. Like, I felt like I had a pretty easy time, like, having conversations with people. But, like, that was it. You know? Like, I couldn't actually offer friendship or anything like that. Because I feel like I've said in previous videos, like, I couldn't, like, be there for people. Like, I was only there for myself. Like, because I only really cared about drinking. Like, I feel like we were lucky to be able to maintain any sort of relationship through that. I think that if we were different people, like, we could have very easily broken up.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty, like, it's a blessing, and we got very lucky that we didn't.
I would argue it's because we both were drinking.
Yeah.
That we really stayed together. I think if one of us was sober, there'd be no way that would have happened.
Like, I feel like we both had a lot of patience for each other. I feel like finding what soothes you and, like, what your, like, sober hobbies are is, like, so important.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's totally critical, If you don't have any hobbies or anything, you're just mentally alone. Mm-hmm. And that voice is just loud. And so what I do is painting or whatever, that quiets that voice down. Mm-hmm. I think it's totally necessary.
Yeah.
For recovery.
Totally. Because there's all sorts of, like, affirmations and, like, coping thoughts that you can introduce into your mind. But sometimes you need to be able to just shut that off entirely. Because, back when we were drinking, we had that,
Yeah.
You were able to totally let go.
You're able to just check out. At least for me, it was 3:00 every day. I was able to ignore everything in my life that was bad to the point where it was building up to an unfixable mess. But I always knew at 3:00, that's checkout time. That's where I get to escape. So when you get sober, you don't have that checkout time. So you have to fill that void with something, Yeah. And everybody does. Everyone that gets sober does this,
Yeah, I had a really hard time with it, I think, because I've just, like, never really had anything like that before. Like, I've never been able to commit to anything.
And I feel like most addicts are like that, because most addicts, it's been a decade since you've been a human being and that you've actually put real life effort into. Yeah. So it's almost like every addict has to start at this crazy base level. It's like, what do I do? Yeah. You just have to create something, like out of nothing. Just pick something and just roll with it.
Right.
It's hard.
But it's so fun.
And you have to deal with that issue on top of, I want to drink. I want to, do dope. I want to, go back to my old ways. I have such tremendous respect for people going through recovery. It's like one of the hardest things that people can do, because it's so mentally as well as physically involved.
Yeah. And also, like, dealing with other people's judgment, or even just your perception of other people's judgment. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Because you already, have to fight those feelings of sort of, like, self-hate and, like, disappointment in yourself, because you feel like, I've lost all this time, blah blah blah, and you think, well, everybody else in my life must feel the same way about me, like, they must be disappointed, and you just have to let that go. And those thoughts were so much easier to let go of when you were drinking, because you could drink.
It's 3:00. Those thoughts are gone,
right?
And you can hold on to that,
and you just have to deal.
Yeah.
I've just been really, really, really enjoying sobriety lately. Like, I have so been enjoying, like, going out into the world. Because the other element for me is, like, dealing with depression and, like, going through, like, probably a solid year for sure where it was really bad. Where I, like, didn't really want to go out. I didn't really go out other than to work. And so, like, I just kind of, like, isolated myself, and I wasn't really very active. And now I'm starting to go back out and doing stuff that I love, like going hiking and, like, hanging out with my friends and going out to movies and trying new restaurants and, like, going to comedy shows and, like, just doing stuff that normally I would have found a way to get out of.
Yeah.
But now I'm, like, fully able to enjoy it. And it's, like, such a blessing. It's so much fun. Sometimes I feel on my channel like I'm very preachy about sobriety.
Everyone that's sober is preachy about sobriety.
Yeah. It's, like, weird. You have to, like, keep yourself in check. Because it's, like, I don't want to come across as preachy, but also I don't want to, like, downplay it. You know what I mean?
No. I get how you'd be self-conscious about that, but, like, when I was super deep into struggling with alcohol and drugs, I looked for people like that, that were saying stuff on the internet or wherever, so those people had a hand in me getting the courage to get sober. So it's just like, whatever, be preachy as you want,
Yeah.
Because there's somebody that's watching this or will eventually watch it, that's deep down suicidal, at the bottom of the barrel, and I don't know, you see a little bit of hope. It's might as well,
Yeah.
This can either exist or not exist, and it's just like,
might as well. I guess one point that I really wanted to make, which I think I've already talked about on my channel, is that I just really, you know, even outside of sobriety, I just really want to encourage anybody who watches this to be their authentic self and their authentic creative self, if that's how you're inclined. And don't let the fear of looking stupid keep you from trying. And if you have something to share, just do it.
Things can either exist or not exist. And I think so many people choose for the things that they love to do to not exist. And it's a strange choice, but I get it, you know.
I get it too.
So yeah, let's make shit exist.
Yeah. It's a really hard choice to make, but like, just try if you can.
Yeah. You can either do your thing or work for someone else that's doing theirs.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
You know, which isn't bad.
No.
You know, not at all.
And while you're doing your thing, you probably have to do somebody else's thing too in order to pay the bills.
But just do things, man.
Just do some
things.
Stuff. Yeah. Dye your hair orange.
Yeah.
You know, paint alien abductions.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, paint alien abductions.
Talk more about alien abduction.
Talk a lot about the Titanic, the film.
Yeah, or the boat.
Or the boat. But yeah, on that note, we'll say farewell.
Farewell to you people.
Thank you so much for joining us in our tiny living room. And I'll see you guys in a few days with another weird little video.
Yeah. Have a good week.
Yeah. Do it.
Little do you guys know how much I've talked about Titanic on this channel. And it'll never be seen.
I have had to edit out like probably hours of footage
of me talking about Cal and Rose and the ship
and the car
ship
and the captain.
It's a big ship.
The lifeboats.
The lifeboats.
The reenactment. The music.
They chain him up in a basement of the boat,
and she
just shoots the chain off. That's what happens, right? She does take an axe or something to it. It is crazy.
She uses force.
Oh, wait. Is there like a leverage moment? It's like you gotta use leverage.
Leverage. Is that Pirates of the Caribbean?
I think it was in Titanic, too.
Yeah, so because there's like a fire axe.
Yeah, yeah.
That she has to like, break her way into, and then she gets that.
Why is there a fire axe down in that? Why would you need an axe on a boat?
In order to...
That is actually bizarre.
I feel like I should know.
Why would you need an axe? Everything's made out of metal.
No, not everything's made out of metal.
All the main parts are made out of metal. Why would you need an axe? Comment down below. Why would you need an axe?
How do you use an axe to put out a fire? Or is that not the purpose of the axe at all? Does it have more to do with the ship sinking?
Or did she even have an axe?
Or was the axe simply placed in the movie as a device to get Jack out of danger?
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is the content, dude. This is the truth.
This is what you've been missing.